Welcome to another SourceFuse Talking Out Cloud, our leadership chat series. My name is Liz Grint, Marketing Manager here at SourceFuse. We're an AWS Premier Tier partner and a strategic digital transformation company whose mission is to help businesses evolve through cloud-native technologies, and we've been doing that for more than 18 years now. And in today's chat, we're going to get a taste of how that mission plays out in reality. So I'm delighted to be joined today by one of our customers with true entrepreneurial spirit from a young age, who has taken a concept to launch journey. And I'm excited for you to all hear about his experiences and insights. And that is Greg Hayward, founder of Trackable Health. Welcome, Greg.
Hi, Liz. Thank you for having me. And while I'm not in a young entrepreneurial stage at this point in my life, I certainly have had a great journey and appreciate this opportunity.
Yeah, well, that's great, Greg, because I know your background is a truly fascinating one. So, are you able to give us a brief overview of your journey to founding Trackable Health?
For sure. Thank you. My parents were in the professional realms. My mother retired as the mortgage director for GE Mortgage. My dad was a salesperson all his life, and an entrepreneur himself. And so I learned how to really have the discipline to come up with an idea, collaborate with people, see if it was viable, and take it to market. And so, what I have done with Trackable Health is assemble all of my life's experience and knowledge into a platform that we can leverage to help other people.
Fabulous. So, we'll come on to hearing more about it. But first of all, I wanted to ask you, how did you first come up with the concept for Trackable Health?
We started with a smart medication dispenser, and we wanted to be more connected to the human being that we were trying to serve. And so we looked at wearable fitness devices and found that we could get a lot of information on their stress levels, sleep patterns, all kinds of different things, so that we could really give them bespoke care and provide them with the oversight to manage those medications. And really what we're driving for is to be better advocates for ourselves and for each other. And then we looked at caregivers and how they can benefit from understanding environments and how long they've spent together and what causes them stress, what causes the patient stress, all those kinds of third party things that are very hard to get out of current environments.
Okay, so I understand that you won a SBIR, that's the Small Business Innovation Resource Contracts Award from the government. So huge congratulations on that. What was the impact of that achievement on your overall goals?
We have been very fortunate with the SIBR program. We have won two phase one awards. The first one was around improving medication adherence by leveraging the smart medication dispenser and the wearable devices. The second one was around building trust in AI applications, because obviously, while it's a very dynamic realm, it's new to a lot of people. And when you start talking about machine learning and those kinds of things and healthcare and people's wellness, there's a lot of sensitivities. And we were able to land a what's called the direct to phase two contract with the Air Force Base at Eielson up at North Pole, Alaska, around being able to build this platform of care and being able to bring in information from various devices and create a level playing field so that management and leadership can have better understanding of when a person is ready to be deployed, at least from a physical aspect.
When you were at the point of engaging with an AWS partner, what was it then that you were looking to achieve?
Being fortunate with the government means that we are compliant to government regulations, and we have relied on a lot of technology Sherpas to be able to guide us over these mountain passes that we have no idea how to navigate. And so SourceFuse and AWS Health and others have really helped us come into this place where we can do everything by the rules. And we want to exceed expectations and data vulnerability, and all the kinds of things that are so prevalent now have to go away. I want my mom's data on our platform, and if it ever gets compromised, I'm going to hear a lot. So I am looking to avoid that, and working with companies like SourceFuse helps me get ahead of the problem.
That's brilliant. And, like I said at the beginning of the video, our mission is to support businesses to benefit from those cloud native technologies. So from a technical perspective, what has SourceFuse enabled you with? And if possible, are you able to share the results or the outcomes?
Oh, yes, it was very tactile because there are levels of compliance that we needed to achieve with what's called our GovCloud instance. And SourceFuse was able to do the engineering behind standing that up and attaining the certifications level 4 and level 5 that we need to be able to leverage what's called an ATO, an authorization to operate, which means that you're working with base communications to be able to bring in data, share data, do all those kinds of things. Otherwise, you have to do that outside of the base, and it's just a level of sensitivity that we wanted to make sure that we had addressed and resolved to the best of our ability.
So compliance really important with the sensitive data.
Yeah, very much so. We have to make our personnel safe first. There was a situation where one of the apps betrayed them because it showed their routes on cycling, and the enemy was able to attack them. And that can never happen again. And so GPS tracking was a lesson learned. So there's all kinds of different things. And the government actually put a human subject resource, which is what they call studies where you're working directly with participants, pause to make sure that they understood where all the points of vulnerability were. And we were one of the last to be granted an HSR IRB that would allow us to work with personnel directly, put devices on them, collect it anonymously to build their trust. But now that we can push forward with me being a principal investigator, us understanding the process much better, all the kinds of things it took, and having that align with what SourceFuse has done as far as the compliance pieces has to be in place for us to move forward.
It's those sorts of things that you just don't think about. I mean, it's incredible, really. So,
And being from the outside and coming in gives me a lot of opportunity to be naive to things that maybe I should know, but it has also opened doors because the level of communication that I have been engaged with and asking all the questions they've been very patient about. But every once in a while, we get to a point where there's, I don't know, comes back. And that is magic to my ears because it means that we're knocking on a door, we're looking at an opportunity that has not been presented before.
Exactly. So tell us, Greg, how has your experience working with SourceFuse and AWS? Was the process everything you expected?
It has exceeded my expectations. We're very grateful. Amazon and Amazon Health understood what we were looking to achieve from day one, and that has been a very supportive process. They were the ones that said, as you transition to this next phase, you should take a look at SourceFuse and working with them. That was a huge recommendation. And so I really didn't look elsewhere. Once we connected and I understood the value proposition, how professional everybody was, what a global team you have, that's very important to me as well. I was very comfortable moving forward.
Great, and wonderful to hear that we exceeded expectations as well. So lastly, Greg, I wanted to ask you what GovCloud specific initiatives might be in store for Trackable Health as a result of the successful LZA rollout. And, how might other SMBs go about growing in that area?
Growth in that area is something I wish I could share because we're still learning how to do that ourselves, quite honestly. But The SBIR and the university partner to that, STTR programs are great to look at. They previously would say, here are the problems we have. Can you address these? They still do that, but they also have what's called an open topic. And in that, you can tell them what they may not know or may not recognize as an issue or even how to address the problems. So being able to have a compliant solution, so those boxes are all checked and they can just look at how our solution addresses their problems is, it eases the transition, the acceptance so much more than it would if we didn't have these things done already.
And on that note, Greg, I want to say a huge thank you for joining me today.
Thank you very much, Liz. The team at SourceFuse has been exceptional. If anybody's looking to get into this space, I would highly encourage having a conversation with them to see what your options are. I look forward to how we can grow together and do some great things to really produce healthier and happier outcomes for people.
Yeah, wonderful. And thanks again to our audience for watching. You can go back and watch any of our previous guests sharing their insights. And while you're there, make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on our next Talking Out Cloud.